Hi, everybody. Good evening. We're so happy that you're spending some time with us tonight. Thanks for being with us. We're going to talk about pre-college programs at the University of Vermont, and we've got a lot to cover in a pretty short period of time. So we're going to dive right in. I'm so happy to have you here. My name is Nicole Willier-Fenton. I work in our professional and continuing education department where we house pre-college programs in our summer academy. And Charlie is with us as well. Charlie is an advisor and works closely with our pre-college audience, our high school students. And so Charlie's here to answer lots of questions and hopefully guide us through this process as to what is pre-college as well. So we're going to start there. I really feel like I might put out to everybody too in the chat. Please put your questions, anything that you want to ask or share tonight in the chat. We'll keep an eye on that. Both Charlie and I have chats off to the side. But I'm also curious to our audience tonight. Have you taken a college course in high school? Give me a sense as to who's here. Have you taken a pre-college course? Are you in high school? Is it maybe your son or daughter that is interested in pre-college courses? Just trying to gauge who's with us and where you're at in this process. So if you want to add any of that to the chat, that would be fantastic. We'll keep an eye on that. So yeah, thanks, Charlie, for putting that in the chat as well. So what is pre-college, right? And I think it's a concept that is gaining so much more attention these days, which is amazing that there's opportunities for high school students to take college courses. So at UVM, it's about taking college courses either on campus or online throughout the entire year. We have a lot of students that take pre-college and summer academy in the summer. But we also have a whole bunch of high school students that take classes throughout the academic calendar, and really more than 100 courses. We see a lot of students take courses in English and languages and math and science and arts, and oftentimes getting some of those prereqs that maybe might fulfill a major. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that in a few minutes. And one of the amazing things about taking college courses in high school is that you're gaining credits. You're gaining credits before you get into college, and majority of the time, those credits are transferable. One of our former associate deans used to say, UVM's credits are very credible. And so even if you don't end up coming to UVM, your credits will go with you as well. So why should you do this? Charlie, I'm going to toss that question kind of over to you. And I know we have a lot of different bullets on this, but what are some of the reasons that you encourage high school students to take pre-college courses? Or maybe what are some of the reasons that you hear why students want to come to UVM and take courses?
Yeah, it's a great question, Nicole. Thanks. From my experience working with the pre-college population, we have students with a variety of backgrounds, a variety of goals. One common theme is there's just some interesting college courses that are not offered at their high school. They've gone through different AP classes or the set kind of high school curricula, and they're looking for a subject or a topic that's just not going to be covered. And it's something that really interests them and excites them. And they get to be challenged at the college level, whether it's online or in person. If they're here in Vermont, the online courses are also rigorous, college level accredited courses, and it gives students a real challenge and taste at the college level. And lastly, as was mentioned, you earn college credits at a real deal. And it's a really kind of nice way to get your foot in the door, trying out a course at this level and earning credits along the way that will go with you and be on a real UVM transcript. So again, we have a variety of backgrounds that we hear from and various educational goals, but those are some of the kind of the main ones. It's a really incredible opportunity for high school students.
Yeah, absolutely. And I hear a lot of times from students that it also helps in determining a major. And so I think that's something that you probably hear too is, I was thinking about studying economics, or I was thinking about studying engineering. So I'm going to test it out a little bit to make sure that that's what I want to do. So that's a really cool way to do it. So here's a question that we get all the time, and I'm going to play a video for us here. Well, does it matter in your college application? What kind of impact can your pre-college course have on getting into college? And I recently asked some of those questions, and we have a few more videos to share too, but I asked a few of those questions to our Director of Admissions at UVM, Mr. Moses Murphy. And I want to share this video so that you can hear from him what how they see a pre-college course in that admissions process. So let's take a listen.
There's not a magic formula that spits out a decision or some GPA cutoff or something like that. I mean, we're really looking at all the components of a student's application and considering their candidacy and trying to determine fit and academic preparedness and things of that nature. And when it comes to students who take, college coursework or engage in pre-college courses, I think first and foremost, what it speaks to is academic rigor. So, obviously one of the things we're trying to evaluate is the strength of a student's schedule, not just how they've performed. And so when you see a high school student who's taken and in particular obviously succeeded in a college level course, I think that speaks to their academic preparedness and their likelihood to to succeed and persist and graduate on time and just to find in general academic success.
So I think that's a really good perspective. Looking at the whole student, as you hear from our director of admissions, Moses Murphy, but what it demonstrates to admissions officers, whether you're looking at UVM or other schools, is the readiness and ability really to succeed at a college level as well. Charlie, do you get asked that question? Is this going to help? How does that matter? What does that look like on my transcript or my application?
Yeah, sometimes we do. It's definitely a question we get, and I think what's really cool sometimes is talking to high school students or parents who they almost automatically assume that this is a great school, the class is going to be challenging, and that they're hopeful right away that this is going to be something that will benefit their application to a college or university in the long run. And we certainly see that it does benefit them, and we hear that, and it's a really, really cool thing to see. And people definitely going for this, I think that's one of the things as well on top of their mind, like how will this benefit really the next step? Not just so that I become a better student and get a taste for it, but really like getting there. It's a real big piece.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have another video that we'll share in maybe a follow-up email back to everybody who's here today, is where Moses talks about if you haven't had the chance to get some of the prereqs that might be needed for your major, pre-college is a great way to do that as well. So one of the reasons why so many people take advantage of pre-college programs at UVM is through dual enrollment. Charlie, can you explain what is the Vermont Dual Enrollment Program and really who is eligible for it?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're a Vermont resident, you go to pretty much, usually it's just public schools. It's a certain set type of school or homeschool system. The Agency of Education groups that, categorizes that. The Agency of Education will provide students who are rising juniors, juniors or rising seniors, or students who have just graduated with a dual enrollment voucher. They can use up to 2 vouchers during their time in high school, and the tuition for the class that they choose is covered. And these vouchers can be used on any of the pre-college course offerings at UVM. And we see students take advantage of this all the time. It's a really great opportunity. They work closely with their guidance counselor to identify the course. You go to the Agency of Education, you get your voucher, you get it approved, you come back, we help you pick that class out and sign up for it through our application system. And then you get your tuition taken care of and the vouchers applied. And throughout the whole way, it can be a little complicated, but we are absolutely there to help the student, the parent, the guidance counselor navigate the systems and make sure that they have a successful semester with this program.
That's awesome. Yeah, such a super cool opportunity for high school students. And I see Addison's putting a question in the chat. I'll look for that in just one second. But I'm also curious, any of our people with us tonight, has anyone used the Vermont Dual Enrollment Program? Have you used the vouchers to take a course, whether at UVM or other schools? Would love to hear that. I want to share another video. This is a video from, she just graduated. She was a senior at the time. Her name is May. She was a senior at Burlington High School. And one of the reasons why I like to play this video is she describes how you enroll for a pre-college program. And you would think, of course, it's as easy as going on the website, finding the courses, talking to Charlie, getting set up. But she kind of walks you through what it's like as a high school student and what are some tips that she has to make sure that you're kind of on the right track to do that. So I'm going to play this video for you here.
First, I started early because guidance gets overwhelmed very quickly in the beginning of the year with schedule changes. So I contacted Miss Bradley about which class I wanted to take and the times of day that they were offered. And there were 3 slots, and I also had to, you then have to make sure it fits with your schedule. You can see what you can move around, and that's what I did. I had a meeting, and I was like, okay, so I want to take these classes, but I also want to take Russian at this time. And you can move around classes to different times of the day if they happen twice, and that's what I did. And then from there, you fill out the voucher first, and then you sign up on the UVM registration link.
So one of the pieces why I love to share that video is that May says she started early. She went into her counselor. She identified some of the courses that she was interested in. She's taken 2 Russian courses, kind of the first one in the sequence and the second course in the sequence as well. And so she knew what she was interested in. So she went into her counselor and said, okay, this is what I'm thinking. These are the times that they're offered at UVM. How do I fit that into my schedule? And I know that's not an easy thing to do because I know how busy high school schedules can be, but that was really how she made it successful as well. So thanks, Charlie, for answering that question. And thank you for asking when the spring catalog is out. It's momentarily, we're really excited to see that it's going to be posted here pretty soon to see what spring courses. So I just wanted to give you a sense of deadlines. As I mentioned earlier, high school students can take pre-college courses at UVM throughout the entire year. And in the summer, we have 3 sessions in the summer as well. The first one starts in May, there's a second in June, and then the third in July. And those are just the regular courses that UVM offers. We'll talk also about Summer Academy in just a minute. But one of the other things that I think is really important, and Charlie, I was hoping you could speak to this a little bit, is you absolutely get support from Charlie. You have a team to help you and your student or, your son or daughter or yourself if you're interested in the courses. But there's more at UVM to help support our students as well. Can you maybe walk through, Charlie, what are some of the different networks and support opportunities for kids?
Yeah, absolutely. So as a pre-college student, you have access to UVM resources, period. You're a UVM student. Despite being pre-college, you get the same net ID, student ID number, and access to university resources. So these include the Writing Center, the Student Center for Accessibility Services. There's various pieces of advising and other resources that kind of live within Central UVM. You have personalized advising with myself and our team. And then specifically, there is an amazing pre-college enrichment learning community through our learning management system, Blackboard, that is really kind of a hub of activity for students to engage, go through various resources for studying, all sorts of college prep stuff we've gathered there, all sorts of resources and tools and useful pieces of information specifically for our pre-college students. It's really a great thing. But again, I just want to reiterate, pre-college students are considered UVM students. And so they have access to the various pieces of UVM kind of central interaction, uvmconnect.org. It's like some people say it's the LinkedIn of UVM for those really ambitious pre-college students. There's all sorts of resources that are housed in campus that students can have access to as a pre-college student. It's a pretty cool thing.
Awesome. Great. Thank you so much for sharing that information as well. And I see we have a question. We'll get to that in just a moment. I just wanted to go back over some of that pricing. And I know we had a question just a minute ago about dual enrollment if you're not in Vermont. And so it's in-state Vermont high school students that have access to that Vermont dual enrollment voucher, as you can see there. And of course, there's still a comprehensive fee that would be applied. But tuition is at no cost for the dual enrollment vouchers. But The other amazing thing about our pre-college program is that other big number that you see there, the 50% off savings. And so what you're seeing there for the credit hour, the cost per credit hour for in-state and out-of-state is a 50% savings off of the regular in-state academic and out-of-state academic tuition for high school students. So if you are out of state and you're interested in something, this is the best deal ever. And so we highly recommend that you take a look at that as well. So I wanted to just get to the question that we have in the chat, Charlie, and you might be typing as well, but I have no doubt there are so many online options for courses as well. And Summer Academy might be a really great option for your student to consider. Yeah, thank you, Charlie, for answering that. So one of the things that we get a lot is, well, what's the difference? These are all pre-college programs for high school students, right? But the pre-college that we're talking about that's throughout the entire year is a course along with other undergrads, whether it's on campus or online. Summer Academy is a 4-week program in July that is just high school students. So different experience, same rigor, same instructors that you might have in a health and medicine course that you might take just as a pre-college student, but you're in with your peers, you're in with high school students. So it's a slightly different experience. And some people choose to do both. Some people stick with Summer Academy. It's really just kind of a preference. And do you want to just describe, Charlie, a little bit more about some of the information that we have on here? You know, what is Summer Academy? Maybe how do you describe the difference?
Yeah, absolutely. So Summer Academy is its own specific set of, there's usually around 5 to 6 different, very specific courses. They each run 4 weeks. They run on the same schedule starting in July, and it's only open to pre-college or high school students. So some of them have been introduction to neuroscience. We've had ones that are about kind of like various geographies and environmental science stuff. Oh, great. These are our ones last summer. And so they're very specific, very, I wouldn't say narrow, but very focused. And you still earn full UVM credits, 3 credits each. And they are different than kind of just the regular summer UVM courses that are open to pre-college students. There might be like a Spanish 1 course in the summer that's open to pre-college students. You're going to be in with other undergrads, though. It's going to be very compressed and accelerated, and it can be a lot to go through. So this offers a great fully online option for high school students in the summer to learn with other high school students in a 4-week time frame in a really kind of still challenging, still rigorous environment. That's just separate from the regular schedule of classes open to college students. So I hope that was a bit, I know it was a little bit muddled, but hopefully that cleared up some things.
Yeah, I think that's great. Thank you for sharing that. And if anyone has any questions and wants us to dig into those differences, please do put that in the chat. And as Charlie mentioned, these are the courses that we featured last summer. And you'll see that, 3 of the 5 are in health and medicine. So they're with our College of Medicine or our College of Arts and Sciences as well. And so we often find students to take Summer Academy that might be thinking about pre-health and pre-med, and they're testing out some of those courses as well. We don't have the full lineup yet for this coming summer. That'll be coming out very soon. And I also did want to share that we're also, I'm going to zip back to this slide for a second. The last 2 years, Summer Academy has been online. In the past, it was a hybrid. It was 2 weeks on campus and 2 weeks online. We will announce very soon what summer 23 looks like. We're still putting the finishing touches on that, and we'll announce that very soon along with those courses. So here's the cost for Summer Academy. It again reflects that 50% savings. But instead of looking at it by credit hour, we're looking at a tuition here. And so dual enrollment, take advantage of dual enrollment for Summer Academy as well at UVM. You can see the prices reflected there and the difference between in-state and out-of-state, but still reflecting that 50% tuition, which is amazing. And so again, this is kind of the question that we get a lot. So I just wanted to reiterate, well, which one? And it doesn't have to be in one or the other. We have students that absolutely take courses at UVM alongside of the undergrads on campus, online throughout the year. And then maybe there's an area of study that maybe you're interested in and you want to dig a little bit deeper into neuroscience, or you're interested in studying medicine, so you want to dabble a little bit in programs taught by the Larner College of Medicine faculty. And so that's an opportunity to do that intense learning along with your high school peers in Summer Academy. So that's it. Hopefully that's enough for everybody to get excited about Summer Academy coming up for Summer 23 and pre-college. And as I mentioned, deadlines are coming up for, I feel like January is going to be here sooner than I'm ready for. So just keeping an eye and seeing if once the courses are out in October for spring, which January spring, which doesn't feel like spring, but it is for us in terms of a semester. So listen to May and that advice she gave in that video. Get in touch with your school counselor, identify the courses you're interested in, see where it fits in your schedule, and then reach out to Charlie to talk about how you take advantage of those. I see Addison's typing a question as well. Anything else, Charlie? Are there common courses that students often ask you about or that people are interested in?
Yeah, I think well, for Summer Academy, first and foremost, we get a lot of questions about those courses because they're so focused, and they give students a really unique opportunity to engage with Larner College of Medicine faculty in a smaller group. The classes are, they're not going to be 100, 200 people like some of these other larger lectures might be. They're going to feel more like a lab almost, where you really are kind of interacting with the faculty one-on-one. So our health and medicine course, we get lots of questions about that. Our introductory neuroscience course, and we do get questions about the environmental futures course as well. And we always put the syllabi up on our website. We'll put some informational videos up there as well to just make sure everyone has as much information as possible. And during the fall and spring, when it's kind of just the regular courses offered, we get all sorts of questions. We have students enroll in our Intro to Computer Science courses, students who want to take that college level foreign language. We have students who reach out about doing the college level maths. There's statistics and math courses that are challenging and rigorous, that are both online and in person. We get lots of questions about those as well, and we have an amazing math faculty here at UVM. And we also have students looking for that creative writing class or something in the humanities as well. And so we really hear about a really wide variety of these courses, and Intro to Psych being another one. Amazing faculty in that who work really well with our high school students. We hear great things from them about the pre-college population. So that's a really exciting opportunity again, and I hope, you're all able to take advantage of it.
We have some great videos on our YouTube channel. If you search up professional and continuing ed at UVM, you'll find our YouTube channel, and you can hear it from the high school students. You hear from them on our channel about why they took courses, what it was like. And we have a really great video. She's a senior now, but at the time she was going into her junior year at South Burlington High School. And her name is Julia. She explains how taking a course in the summer through just the regular pre-college, she took a creative writing course, really helped her get over anxiety she was having about going to college. She wanted to see if she could do it, what it was going to be like, how the professors were. And she said, you know what, I'm going to try it. I'm going to give it a try. So she took her first college course going in the summer before her junior year. And she said she was amazed at how well she did, how awesome the professors were. And she felt really great about her college career coming up, and kind of avoiding and getting through some of that anxiety that she had. And we see that question from Amanda. Can you do dual enrollment for multiple years? Do you need to keep applying for the voucher? And I know, Charlie, you're answering that question. Is it too tough for you to tell us and type at the same time, Charlie?
No, that's okay. Yeah, you absolutely can do dual enrollment for multiple years. You could do it one semester, then another semester. A student could do they could use one voucher their junior year and then use another voucher their senior year. It's really customizable in that sense. So if you still don't see a class that really looks great or fits the schedule junior year, second semester, You can wait a year and come back and try again. You could try to, if you really have 2 classes and you're like, I want both these, back to back, that's also an option. And if a student is, just to clarify, if they're really interested in being that full-time pre-college student, they want to take maybe more than 1 pre-college course or do a pre-college course, each semester, please reach out. We are happy to work with a student and parent and guidance counselor to make sure that there's a path forward and that we can work with them closely so that they see success.
Awesome. Great. Well, that's it for us tonight. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here and asking great questions. And we will follow up. We'll share this recording. We'll share out a whole bunch of more resources, more videos from students, from our admissions director as well about the pre-college process. And Charlie is your guy. So if you want to ask any questions, Charlie, maybe put up the email address, the Learn email in the chat. Please reach out to us because we are absolutely here to help you and we want to see you succeed. And we know how much you'll enjoy pre-college courses here at the University of Vermont. So have a great night, everybody. Take care. And we wish to see you hopefully soon in a pre-college course at UVM. Have a great night.